Hello, my friends. Hello, my YouTube family. I hope you are doing fine. I hope you are going on with life wherever you are in the world. Here in the village, we are doing life, and every day we document our life in the village. And if you are new in my channel, I am the countryside jewel. I share and document my life in the village in Kenya, in Embu County. That is where I am, and that is where I live. I relocated last year in November 2024, and it has been here since I relocated. Today I have this part of my backyard where I have planted my flowers, and rainwater has been blocking the holes which I had dug for the flowers around. The reason why I normally dig the holes is so that the flowers can have and retain some water, because we are receiving the short rains here in Kenya, and I'm trying to utilize every drop of rain so that these flowers can grow so fast. I can't wait for them to grow so big and make very good flowers around that place. And these are the things which make me happy. Spending a day outside, it makes me so happy. I don't know but these are the major reasons which make me happy here in the village. Spending a day outside and doing some farm work, and checking if everything is doing okay. And this is how I tied the flowers. As I was digging the hole, this one will disconnect. So this is how I tied the flowers. The reason is I want the two flowers to connect so that they can make, is it a fence, a good fence? I don't know if you have ever seen these flowers. When they grow big, they look good. And you can see I have blended two colors, a yellowish flower, and this one green one. And this is where I transplanted this is it a tree here in the backyard. And I think they look good around here, because the other part where I had planted them, we have some maize there. Space in our place. You make sure you always make sure you utilize every space you have in our area, because space is limited. You have a very little space, so whatever you have, the little space you have, you make sure you utilize it very, very well. And that is something I've come to learn since I relocated here, because where I was raised, land is we usually have a very huge parts of land, but where I am and where we are staying in our home space, you make sure that you utilize every space you have. Space is limited, and people have small pieces of land, so every space you have in your home, you make sure you utilize it very, very well. And I think for me, the flowers are they are growing in a good rate, because I planted them in April. That is when I planted them, and so far so good. They have not disappointed me. I have been applying manure on the flowers, and that is the main reason they are growing fast. And every day, like not every day, but once in a while, I do apply manure again on them as I water them if it is not raining. And I think that is the main reason they have grown so big. And I think in a few months, they'll make the good fence, not a fence, but is it a flower bed, or what is it? they'll make a good fence around that place so that they can we can have a difference with the house and the backyard. And one of these days when I will be composed and ready to plant the grasses in this part, at least they'll make a good view on the backyard when we have grass, because now I think now I am ready for the grass. And every day in my home is always a cleaning day. I can't lie about that one, because I told you in my other video that I don't have anyone helping me nowadays. So I every day in my home, whenever I notice that some place need thorough cleaning, I have time, I make sure that I clean that place, because homemaking and making the home look good, it is you have to be ready for work. You have to be ready for work. And for me, that is how I make sure that my home looks clean and tidy. Anytime I get some free time, I clean one place at a time. Like today, I want to clean this outdoor toilet. It is useful, though we have we mostly use the ones inside the house, but this one, it is useful when I'm working on my garden, or when I have someone helping me in the garden. You know, uh, sometimes I have someone who helps me at the garden when I have a lot. So it is useful, or when I have a function. This is the latrine that my visitors use, the ones who are not coming to spend the night here, or if I have a function, or someone helping me in my home. This is the latrine they use, and I love it when it is clean, because I remember, even when I go to someone's place, I don't like going to the toilet and it is dirty. So I apply that in my home. I make sure that this one is clean and tidy always, uh, for me to feel good. For my new subscribers, I am a very hardworking woman. That one I know. I love, and everyone who knows me in person, they know I love living in a clean place and a tidy one. That is, and I am a firstborn in my where I was born. I am a firstborn, and these are the things which our parents taught us, and they are helping me in my life. And that is the reason why I love when my daughter is wants me to help me in my home. I allow her, because I know if my parents did not teach me most of the things, like now when I don't have anyone to help me, I could feel exhausted. But for me, because these are the things I used to do at home, I'm used, and I don't feel bad when I am doing cleaning and gardening or making. It feels very, very good. And there's that feeling that I have, that I feel fulfilled whenever my home is looking good. I think I was made to be a wife, and God saw this, and uh, I think this is another reason which made me to relocate. I used to feel like in the city, in the city there is no much to do. You just wake up, go to work, come home, cook, just a few cleaning in there. There's no much to do in the city. But for me, I love cleaning. I love making my home look good. If I come from work, I love making everything look good. So these are the things which make me feel fulfilled in the village. Today, as I was cleaning the outside toilet, I realized that the water tank which is at the backyard uh, has a little water, and I normally refill it with water because our taps were positioned in front of the house, and most of the time I work at the backyard. I don't know if one of these days I will consider placing the taps at the backyard. I'll talk with our contractor and our plumber to see if they can be positioned at the backyard, because I go through a very big hassle connecting this pipe so as to refill the tank at the backyard. This is the hassle I go through, but I have this pipe which I use to water the vegetables with, and this pumpkin around here, they are still doing good because the rains, they are doing them justice. For the water which I refill in the backyard, in the tank which is at the backyard, we mostly use it for cleaning, like cleaning the kitchen, the toilet, and washing our clothes. This water, the tap, you can see we have two taps. The other one, it is treated water, but this one, they normally say it is for farming. So to make sure that I don't have a very big bill at the end of the month, I refill this one at the backyard tank so we can use it for cleaning. The pipe was not that long, so I had to buy another pipe so I can be connecting it. That is what I am doing, connecting these two pipes so that they can ndio zifike kwa hiyo tangi ingine huko nyuma. So that is what I am connecting. It is always a very big hassle. That is why I'm saying I'll consider placing the pipes or putting the pipes at the backyard, the taps, because they are right now, they are in front of the house, and we don't use them so much because we work at the backyard. That is the part we use mostly. The room which was supposed to be the outdoor bathroom, that is where I store most of my jembes. And because I'm done making the flowers and digging the hole for the flowers, I returned it there. I normally support the pipe with this bucket so as to make sure that the water enters the tank. That is me listening if the water is entering inside, and I realize that it is entering the tank. I was also cooking lunch, and our shoes are very dirty because our soil is the red volcanic soil. I don't know why I find it enjoyable washing my shoes inside the wheelbarrow. And that is where I normally wash the shoes from, because uh, it is also raining, so they have mud. And I normally feel like the wheelbarrow is spacious enough for me to clean the shoes freely. And someone who I think needs to make us understand why whenever you do things that you used to do when you were young, why it feels so good. Because I remember when I was young, we used to go to the nearest dam to go and do the laundry and wash the shoes, and life felt good. Then after that, when you join school and then you meet new friends, and you learn about the Western life, and then you forget about your roots. Then after that, after college, you come and then realize yourself. Because for me, I realized what I wanted. I think I think 2023, that is when I realized what I really needed in this life. And I realized that the village was for me. Not, I just needed to be in the village and feel good, because life in the village is slow. And doing the things that I used to do when I was young, they make me feel good. And my sister usually asks me, why do you love cooking with firewood? And I tell her that cooking with firewood makes me remember the young girl who was focused, who knew, who had very big dreams, and doing things in the village. And the things which I used to do when I was young, they make me remember the young girl, that young girl who did not know so much, but the only thing I knew when I was young was about my mom, my dad, the village life, my friends in the village, and coming back in the village. And now I am 1 year. Within that 1 year, I have never felt good like I felt in that 1 year, and I'm still enjoying the village life, because it makes me do things which I used to do when I was young, and that makes me feel good. I remember when I was telling my friends I'm relocating back to the village, and they used to think and wonder why. And at that particular moment, I had no answer. The only person who knew what I wanted was me. And I don't know why. I normally feel good when I do the things which I used to do when I was young, because as I have told you, I'm the firstborn in our home. So most of the things I'm the one who did, like cleaning and teaching my siblings what to do this, when to do this. So these things makes me feel good and fresh. And I think the village is for me. The village life, that one, I don't know if, like, I most of the times I go to the city just to breathe another new air. But I know deep inside, I know the village is the life that is my dream life that I wanted to live. Though when I was growing up and schooling, we used to dream about being outside, being in the city. But right after growing up and knowing who I am and what I need in this life, and realizing that the village life is makes me feel good. Uh, now now I can explain to someone that the village makes me feel good, and remembering the little girl who was very focused, that one makes me feel good. And I do thank God for this far, and at least allowing me to live a life that I really wanted. This is the ladder which was used inside to by the 20's, I think, to paint, and I use it to place the shoes there so that they can dry up. It is useful, and the reason why I placed it here is because this is the part where it receives sunlight in the morning and still in the evening, so that is where I placed it there. Later in the evening, I went there in that ladder. I've placed a sack under the pumpkin, which I'm removing the upper coat. So I love being there in the evening because I normally see the sunset when I am there. And I've told you doing the things which I used to do in the village when I was young, they make me feel good. So I came here to remove that upper coat of the pumpkin because I wanted to cook the pumpkin for my little baby. So I wanted to remove it when I am looking at the sunset because it is already in the evening. For this pumpkin, I'm going to leave it here in the seeds so that they can dry up. That is how my mom told me how to preserve the pumpkin. I leave it there. I leave it there so that it doesn't spoil. And this is another day, and it was barely rainy. We had some it was like drizzling, and I could do nothing outside because of the rain. So I decided to watch a movie, a Netflix movie, as I wait for the rains to stop, and also as I relax because sometimes the body needs to relax. Work with no play makes Jack a dull boy. Later that day in the evening, there is this part of my gate where we have some this particular weed. It is growing on the other side of my neighbor, and it is making the key apple and my fence to look very very bad. I don't like it looking like that. So I just decided to trim it a little bit, but one day I'll go to my neighbor's side and request them if we can uproot the weed so that it can not tamper with my gate and that part of the entrance, because whenever it is raining, they grow at a very high rate, and I have to be trimming that part, so that at least, because whenever you are entering my home or getting inside my home, this is a place you come across with fats. So I also like it looks good and presentable. You know me, guys. I love living in a place which is tidy and looking good. So I hate to trim it, but for the leaves are good for the goats. That is one thing I know. They are good for the goats. So I'm going to feed the goats with those leaves, but I don't like them. I really don't like them. They make that place look untidy, and it blocks the gate. You can see even that the post, it is not visible because of that weed. So I have to request my neighbor so that he can uproot the weed from the roots, so that it does not grow again. And one thing I've realized about the kihapo, whenever you have planted the kihapo, and because when you are planting it, you apply manure on it so that it can grow healthy. This weed normally grows around that kihapo, because I think it is because of the manure. I don't know. Even at my the fence which is around my home, where we have planted the kihapo, it has this weed. And I think I love to call the person who helps me in my garden to uproot it all around. Then later I go and request my neighbor, so we can uproot these ones at their side, so that the entrance of my home can look good and presentable and tidy. That is how I love it looking like. Now it looks better than how it looked like, but it needs uprooting. That is one thing I know. It needs uprooting, but at least now it looks better. This is the view of our maize. That is how they look so far. I think next week I'll have to start removing the weeds from the maize. They look healthy, and I'm happy. I'm happy, and the rains are not disappointing us, though that they are the short rains, but at least they have boosted the maize. And by next week, I'll start doing the weeding, because I love doing the weeding on my own. And this part is not a very big part. I can do it on my own when I am free. I'll do it one day at a time, and I know by the end of the week I'll be done. And my people, if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, so that you can encourage me to continue doing videos for you, my people. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Please comment, give if you have a comment or anything you'd like to advise me about my home and my farm, my garden. Please do. In this part, I want to make it a kitchen garden. I don't know if it is a good idea, but I want to make a raised bed around there, and I'll squeeze a chick, this house for the chicks in another area, and then we make a raised a kitchen garden, because right now I don't have the vegetables, but I'll want to make a small kitchen garden for myself to plant some vegetables around this part. And I don't know if it is a good idea, but you can advise me before I do it. I'll make a raised bed and have some soil and manure, plant some vegetables for my consumption here at home, because now I'm buying them and I'm not happy about it. Subscribe, guys. Bye bye.